behind. I can't believe it. What are you doing?
Ma'am, you know what they say about people that talk to themselves? It's a little strange.
TJ.
Hey.
What are you... Hi. What are you doing?
Just being resourceful.
What
Come
are
with
you
me,
doing?
please. No, we're going to the park. We're going to have a Danish
TJ,
together. It's going to be your treat. No, come on.
You know, you are certifiably out of your mind.
Come on.
What are you doing?
At least I got a smile out of you, right? That's something.
Mama.
I'm glad I found you both here.
What is it?
Something terrible has happened.
Sit down.
Mother?
Something terrible has happened,
Mama,
Kelly,
what is
and
it? Is it Daddy?
I didn't want to call
Mom?
you and tell you on the phone. There has been an accident, an explosion, and Meyson was there.
Oh, my God. Okay, is he all right? Is he hurt?
Baby, he's dead. Meyson is dead.
What?
Did you say homicide?
Yeah, like murder. We're here to conduct an inquiry into Mason Capital's death.
Well, I'm a little confused. The fire department already ruled out arson as the cause of the explosion, and the toxicology report, at least I've been informed, said that Mason Capwell died of smoke inhalation.
Yeah. But just the mere fact that Mason Capital was in the church at such an inopportune moment might indicate that someone aided him towards his final destiny.
Well, I'll be happy to do whatever I can to help you out. Naturally, I'd prefer if you talk to me or Sister Agatha with any questions. The other sisters are cloistered and a little shy.
Well, I have just one pressing question.
What's that?
What would Mason Capwell, an avowed atheist and a devoted alcoholic, be doing in a church in the first place?
What do you think you're doing, Dad? It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know. I was having a drink.
Gonna bring Meyson back? Or do you care? Huh? Oh, maybe you just want to join Meyson. Why don't you just drink yourself to death? No, go ahead. Drink that whole bottle. See if
Stop it.
Drink the whole thing. Sorry, Dad. I miss Meyson.
I know.
Did I get you up?
No.
Eden sent me over with something for you.
What? How's she doing?
She's doing like everybody else. I don't think it's really sunk in yet. Listen, do you want me to take Sammy out for a walk for a little while or something? Just...
It won't do any good. She's been like that all morning. I've tried everything. I tried walking her and holding her, but she won't be comforted because she knows something's wrong.
You sure she's not just hungry?
She's not hungry. I said, I know what the problem is. She's waiting for Meyson. You see, morning was always their time together. Before he left for work, he would get his coffee cup and he'd sit with her. And he'd wait for her to eat her breakfast, and then he would read to her from the New York Times. She looked at him like she understood every word he was saying. She doesn't understand anything that's going on. I know. I don't know what to tell her. He's not dead. He can't be. I don't know what I'll do without him. On the way over here, I practiced 100 different ways to tell you, and now that I'm here,
Tell me what?
I have to sit down.
Hey, what's the matter with you? You ill?
No, it's not me. I wish it were. It's Meyson.
What about Meyson?
Well, there was an accident. And, your brother was killed.
What?
I don't even know the details, Jeffrey. For some reason, he was involved with this investigation that had to do with Mark McCormick. And he was undercover staying at some church. I don't know. There was a fire, and the body was so badly burned they had to use dental charts for identification.
Oh, my God.
Three of us were just beginning to know each other.
What about Julia? Must be out of her mind.
Julia? What about me? My son died hating me. And I never had a chance to really tell him how much I loved him. He's gone on my...
I'm here. What are we going to do? All right. All right. All right.
Mama, this is... Now, wait a minute. They can't be absolutely sure it was Meyson down there, right?
Honey, we all got the coroner's report, for sure.
How's Daddy?
Your daddy's not accepting it yet, so I'm going to go up to the house right now. We're all going to meet there later.
Okay, and Jeffrey, has anyone told Jeffrey yet?
Jeffrey doesn't know yet, as far as I know. Maybe Pamela's with him now, and I hope to God he didn't hear it on the news.
Well, I gotta get home. I'm gonna get home and I'll tell him.
I'm going to come with you.
No, you go home. Because, Daddy, I think he needs you right now, and I'll go get Jeffrey, and then I'll come to the house later. Okay? We'll be fine.
Do you take care of her, please?
Oh, I'll take her home. I'll get her home.
Thank you.
I love you. I love you, Mom. Take care. It's all right.
Okay. Sophia, is there anything I can do?
No, baby. You just take care of Kelly, okay?
You got it. You want me to take you home now, or?
No. I gotta make some cancellations and some meetings, and I was supposed to go to the hospital and meet
it's okay.
Heather.
I'll do it.
No, TJ, it's fine. I'm okay. I think I need
Kelly,
to do this. There were
Kelly.
some... What?
Look, it's okay. You don't have to pretend in front of me, all right?
I'm not pretending. I'm fine. Really, I'm fine. I just think it's a good idea that I do some things before I go. Oh, my God, TJ. Oh, my God. My brother's gone. Oh, God.
So damn unfair. Why does this have to happen? Everything was just going along fine for Meyson. He and Julie were going to get married. He has this great kid that he was crazy about.
I don't have an answer for you, son.
Timmons comes along. You know, he is 100% responsible for this. If he hadn't gotten that warrant for his arrest for this trumped-up murder
Ted, please
charge...
leave it alone. It doesn't matter anymore. He's gone. He's gone. Just forget about it.
How can you say that, Dad? He died trying to prove his innocence. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Of course it does! The hell are you going to do about it? Are you going to take up after him? Then I'll watch him lower you into the ground? Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, Dad. Look, this is the last thing I want to be fighting with you about.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to fight with you. Mistake I was made with Meyson. We spent so much time fighting. Oh, for what? I don't even remember.
Dad, at least he knew that you loved him.
Did he? I hope so. I can't very well tell him now, can I?
Are you planning to go up to the church today?
No, I wasn't planning on it.
I want you to take me up there.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, you don't understand. I have to go back up there because I have to find Meyson.
Julia, Meyson died in that fire.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's what they want you to think. You see, I know that because Meyson told me. They were onto him, so they suspect something, and I'm sure that's what he was doing. He was trying to break through or break out or something, and they just don't want me to find him.
If that were true, don't you think he would have called you by now and told you that he was safe?
Maybe he can't get to a phone. Maybe he's being watched. Did you think of that?
Look. Okay, just listen for a second. The coroner's office made an identification. There was no question as to who it was. Now, that may be difficult to accept. I understand that, but you're going to have to try. He's gone.
No! He's not. I don't believe that. And I will not accept that.
If it's any comfort, I know where you're coming from. I have been there.
If Meyson were dead, I would know it. In my heart, I would feel it. I would know it. Now, he is not dead. He is out there somewhere, and he needs our help. Now, if you don't want to help me find him, then that's fine. I will do it myself. But any way we look at it, I am going to find him.
Okay, wait a second. I'll be happy to go back up to that church. I'm ready to do that. I was going to go in a few days anyway. I think that's fine, but I don't think you should go. I think you should stay here, and I'll have Eden come and keep you company, if that's okay.
I know you think that I'm crazy, but I'm not. He is alive, and I know that he is alive, and I know that the answer is somewhere in the cockpit there.
I don't think you're crazy. If there's anything to be found, I'll find it. You have my word.
I haven't even discussed it with Sisi yet. I'm dreading it. But I'm sure he'll want to have some sort of memorial.
Yeah, well, you can do it without me. I'm not going to be there.
What are you talking about, darling? Of course you're going to be there. You're Mason's brother.
Half-brother. And only when it suited him. You know, you think you might have had the decency to confide in me before he ran off and decided to kill himself, huh?
Darling, how can you say that?
Because that's what it amounts to. I mean, it was like playing Russian roulette with 6 bloody bullets. He didn't have a chance. And if he wanted to kill himself, why didn't he do it properly? Just write a note, let people know what he was doing. Anything. Anything better than this.
Well, I'm sure he did what he thought he had to do. Darling, we have to respect that. There has to be some meaning for his death, or otherwise I don't think I can get through this, Jeffrey.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll help you. I'll help you.
I need your help, darling. I need you to be strong for both of us, darling. There's only us left.
It's all right. Sometimes I feel as mad as hell. The next minute I just... It's not fair, this. Not fair.
Look, Dad, my report card. I got all A's.
I didn't expect anything less.
I did it for you, Dad. Someday when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
You can aim higher than that, can't you? I want you to do me one better. I want you to really show me what you're made of.
I will, Dad. You'll see. I'll make you so proud of me. I promise.
What are you thinking?
Mason, when he was a little boy, you know, nothing he could do ever seemed good enough for me. Why was I like that?
Because you loved him. You wanted him to be his very best, like all fathers.
No, that was too hard on him. I don't know why. Maybe it's because every time I looked at him, it reminded me of Pamela. And all my past mistakes. Part of me unfairly blamed him. All he ever tried to do was please me. You could see it in his eyes. Almost pleading for reassurance and love. So I was too busy. Or too something to take the time.
Don't, Sisi. That was a long time ago. Don't blame yourself for the way things turned out.
I do blame myself. Do you know, there were times I actually cursed the day he was born. I mean, my own son, my firstborn. How could I loved him. I'll never forgive myself for not telling him every day how much I loved him.
You didn't have to. Because he knew. He always knew. And he loved you. Oh, how he loved you.
When Mason came here, we had no idea who he was. We don't harbor criminals here, if that's where this is all leading.
Did he strike you as a man capable of committing murder?
They say we're all capable of violence at one time or the other.
No, but your personal opinion, I mean, you know, off the record.
Mason was trouble, but aren't we all?
But why would he choose this particular church?
I have no idea.
Well, that's very interesting, because apparently Mason claimed to have evidence linking this church to the man that committed the murder, well, Mark McCormick's murder.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Well, there was a nun that lived here. Somebody had a very emotional connection to the murder victim.
Yes, as a matter of fact, Mary Duval, she left here some time ago, but Mason mentioned her more than once or twice. They must have been very close.
That's one way of putting it.
Yes.
Excuse me, Father.
Oh, Castillo, now what are you doing here?
I was hoping you might be able to spare me a few moments to answer some questions regarding Mason Capwell.
Hey, stand in line, babe. You know, I got here first, and don't you have a grieving person in your family you should take care of?
Whatever I can do to be of service.
Actually, I have been retained by his fiancée to conduct an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Mr. Capwell's death.
What would she like to know?
Well, it is her theory that that death is not the accident it seems. She thinks he was murdered.
The plot thickens. I tell you. I'm going to take a seat here. This is going to be good.
I just called the funeral home. Talked to Reverend Peters. I didn't really want to finalize anything. I figured we'd talk to Julia first, you know, make her have some say in the decisions here.
There's nothing to decide. Mason would put to rest in the family plot, and that's the way it is. We'll all come back here afterward.
Sisi, don't you think that Julia and my mother should at least be consulted about this? You know, the wishes do count for something.
No, I don't think so. It's a family tradition. I'm not going back on it now.
What, that family tradition doesn't extend to my mother? You know, despite all your differences, you can't very well rule out the fact that Meyson was her son as well.
A son that she relinquished privileges of over 25 years ago.
Yeah? You know, that's a very strange interpretation coming from you, considering all you did in your power to keep them apart.
You listen to me. I don't know what kind of crap your mother's been filling you in.
You stop!
But I assure you that...
Both of you, stop it! Will you listen to your... What are you doing? What are you doing? You're standing here arguing about ancient history. Meyson... Jeffrey, does it really matter where Meyson is buried, Daddy? I mean, is this the only consideration we're talking about, what piece of ground we pick? You know, I'll tell you, I wish we worried about him this much when he was alive. I don't know, maybe we wouldn't be having this argument right now. Maybe he'd still be here.
Didn't anybody ever tell you it's not a good idea to drink alone?
Well, I don't think I have much choice. Town pariah said that he's not coming my way, and all the condolences seem to be streaming in other directions.
Mind if I join you?
Be my guest. That is, if you're not afraid to be seen with me.
No. No, actually, I should be thanking you. Since you came to town, you've taken a lot of the heat off me. It's not easy being the recipient of everybody's cruelty. I gladly share.
Well, you're nothing if you're not honest, Jane. I'll give you that.
I want to tell you how sorry I am about Meyson. I don't know if you realize this, but we were quite close at one time. I think he's the only man I ever really loved. And I like to think that he cared about me in his own way. As hard as that might be to believe.
No, it isn't. He would have been a great man. I'm convinced of that.
Such a waste. I guess I better be on my way. Got a wedding to cancel after all. Things being the way they are, I don't see any reason to go ahead with the plans.
Yeah, I understand.
Take care.
I want to talk to you a minute.
What if you want to talk about Kelly and Jeffrey?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is what I want to talk about. I've decided not to go through with it.
Why not?
Look, you saw the two of them this morning. How am I supposed to compete with that, huh?
Well, you're a resourceful man. I'm sure you'll find a way.
Forget about it, lady. You get yourself another boy.
I'm afraid it's just not as simple as that. Besides, you and I have a deal. We have an agreement, and money is exchanged hands. And I plan, and I'm demanding to get services rendered. Now, as a matter of fact, I want you to double your efforts with Kelly right now, while she's still grieving. It should be very easy to drive some wedge between them at this moment. The sooner that marriage is destroyed, the sooner I will have my son back where he belongs.
Oh, yeah? And what if I refuse? Then what are you going to do?
Then I'll take care of it myself. But I promise you, you're going to be sorry you never helped me.
So finally, after weeks of this kind of thing, this guy following Meyson, I came up with a plan to trap him, but it backfired. And somebody knocked me unconscious, put me on a boat one way out to sea, all of which was ostensibly for the purposes of maintaining the illusion that Meyson was the one who had killed Mark.
Pretty incredible story.
You read my mind, Padre.
Yeah, well, be that as it may, while I was out of the picture, Meyson uncovered a series of clues which led him to believe that whoever was trying to frame him like this was using this church as a home base.
All right, that's where I draw the line. I can personally vouch for each and every member of our order. None of them were involved in any of this, and the very suggestion is absurd. To what purpose?
Well, that's what Meyson was trying to find out, and apparently he was getting close. He told his fiancée that he was just about to go to the police with his evidence. He had a fairly clear picture of who was responsible.
Did he tell her who he suspected?
No. He didn't want to get her involved. the next day he was dead. Now, I personally find that beyond coincidence. I think that whoever was trying to frame him was afraid the whistle was going to be blown and killed him.
Oh, bravo, bravo. Curtain down, applause, applause, applause. You know something? You got to quit your day job and go into writing for television. You know, they're hiring.
Mr. Timmons, you don't agree with this theory?
Well, except for a few minor instances, I mean, very minor. I think that Meyson set this whole thing up just to throw us off the scent.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you, at least as far as this parish's involvement is concerned. Sister, come in. I believe you've already met these two gentlemen. I just told them that we will be happy to cooperate with them in any way in their investigation.
Of course, Father.
Oh, then you wouldn't mind if I asked you a couple of questions about Meyson?
Of course.
Great. What was your first impression of him?
He was just another one of the homeless, a little down on his luck.
And did he ever do or say anything that made you suspect he was not what he claimed to be?
No. No, I mean, he was a very unusual man. I'm sure you knew that. But he just spent most of his time making the repairs on the church. I do remember, though, he spent a lot of time asking questions, particularly about a nun that was here with us for a while.
Sister Mary?
Yes. Yes, he was extremely interested in her life with us.
Mm-hmm. And did he make any friends while he was here?
No. No. Like I said, he spent most of the time by himself.
Mm. Perhaps another of the sisters could expand on that a bit.
Fine. If you think it's necessary, absolutely. Sister, make sure that Mr. Castillo gets to talk to absolutely everyone. And if there's anything else that I can do to assist you, please let me know. There is nothing that we have to hide.
Thank you, Father.
Ciao.
I think it's such a good idea. You?
Oh, it seems a fitting tribute to Meyson, don't you think?
What are you drinking for? Meyson or you?
Both of us, I guess.
Doing any good?
I feel rotten.
Why don't you stop?
Because I want to forget. And this is really good for that.
Well, remembering's, not that bad. Depends on the memory.
Oh, most of my memories aren't much to write home about.
But you've got a couple of good memories stashed away somewhere, Gina.
Meyson and I had a few good times. I want to ask you a question. I don't dare ask anybody else.
What is it?
I want to go to the funeral. Look, I know your family hates me. I just want to be there. I'll stand in the back. I won't talk to anybody.
I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, Meyson would want you there. So would I.
Nothing here, nothing here. No, I guess Meyson must have just been imagining things.
I hate to break it to you, but I didn't imagine getting cold-cocked. And I don't think Meyson imagined being followed and threatened.
Babe, we just have his word for it.
Keith, what about all the evidence that magically appeared on your desk? I mean, where the hell did that come from? I don't suppose you found it.
I resent that. I resent that. It couldn't have been just a concerned citizen seeing that justice was done, could it?
Oh, it was a concerned citizen, all right. Somebody wanted to make sure justice was not done, which is why they no doubt went to such great lengths to get me out of the picture and then divert attention from themselves. Whoever did this tried to pin it on Meyson. It's simple.
Then why kill the man? I mean, he was being brought up on charges already. Wait for the guy to go to jail, for goodness sakes. You know what I mean? Wait for him to go to jail, then the guy who's really responsible would be scot-free.
Except that Meyson got too close, so somebody panicked. It's obvious.
Yo, the bottom line is this. My men agree with the findings of the fire department. There was a boiler explosion. A big fire resulted, no sign of arson, Meyson was trapped. Satisfied?
No.
Well, gee, I am. And I'm bone tired, so I tell you what, I'm closing this investigation. Verdict, death by misadventure.
You can't do that.
But I can. And if I were you, I'd stop chasing phantoms. Go home. I mean, there'll be somebody there that needs you. You can't help Meyson here.
Keith, whoever killed Mark McCormick is still at large. I guess I'll find him.
Are they satisfied?
I think Timmons was, but I'm not so sure about the other one.
They won't find anything. Oh, Sarah?
She's still very upset about Meyson.
Well, we'll just have to keep her quiet. Once they're gone, then we can let her go. She'll get over this soon anyway. Agatha, you shouldn't have done it.
What? What do you mean?
It was you following Meyson, planning all the evidence with the DA.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know why you did it, but it was wrong.
I didn't do anything. When Mark McCormick died, I thought it was you who went to Santa Barbara to hide that evidence so that the police wouldn't come looking here.
Absolutely not. I swear to you, I didn't do it.
Well, I don't understand. If it wasn't you.
This place reminds me so much of Meyson. And I think everywhere you look, there's an old memory lurking around somewhere. We were growing up. The house was full of him.
It's hard for me to believe that Meyson was ever a child.
I don't think he ever was. I mean, not the way we were, you know? I think he was born old. Not old, I mean, just... He was always very imposing, very mature, and he was like the kings we read about in the storybooks, you know? If we ever had a problem, we would always run to him, and he would hold court for us. He would actually hold court.
Yeah? Now, that sounds like Meyson.
And I remember one time coming home from school, and I raced to my room, and I'm crying my eyes out, and I throw myself on the bed because I had this test that I had failed, and Daddy had to sign it, and I was scared to death.
So what happened?
Meyson walks in with chocolate milk in this martini shaker, and he looked just like James Bond. At first, he dried my tears, and then he said that this wasn't a time for crying, this was to rejoice, because people that fail, you know, they only grow stronger.
Yeah. I wish I'd had a chance to know him better. Maybe then I would have understood.
I don't think anybody understood him, really. I mean, I think he had his own code that he lived by, and he didn't impose that on anyone, but it was very important to him. And I think that's why he went to the church. I know you're angry with him, Jeffrey, but maybe you can see now why. Because he had to prove his innocence. And he had to do it alone.
I can't help respecting him for it. But we should never have lost him, Kelly.
I know.
I will always be here for you, baby. You will never lose me. Never.
You're not gonna believe this, but I think I'm gonna miss Meyson.
You're right. I don't believe it.
No jive, honey. I mean, As much as I hated that guy, and I hated him, life isn't going to be the same in this town without him. I mean, he added spice and excitement to an otherwise dull routine. I mean, he made me look forward to waking up to the chase. You know, it didn't... I mean, who won was beside the point.
That's good, because he usually outsmarted you, Keith.
Well, he didn't this time. He's dead. He just outsmarted himself right into the grave, you know what I mean? I was about to nail him. It's just liking to pull a trick like this. It just takes all the fun out of it. You know what I'm saying?
You are such a pig, you know that?
What?
You don't even know, do you? That's what's wrong with you. Don't you have one shred of decency in that perverted little brain of yours, Keith? Don't you realize if it weren't for you, Mason would probably still be around? You kept hounding him. You kept after him. You're the reason he was in that church when it caught on fire, while you did everything but light the match.
Now, wait just a second, honey.
I want to hear one word of what you have to say. You know, you are absolutely pathetic, Keith. All I want to do is see you rot now. But I'm probably too late. I think you're already there.
Timmons has officially closed the case. Neither Father Michael nor any of the nuns we spoke to had any knowledge of who Mason was or what he was doing there.
Then they were lying. All right, Mason told me that they were onto him. That's why they were being so cautious.
Julia, there's a possibility Mason was getting a bit paranoid under the pressure. He had the DA breathing down his neck. There was an APB issued by the police. He was probably getting desperate to prove himself, huh?
Well, of course he was. Of course he was, because nobody would believe him, right?
Julia, Cruz spoke to everybody at the church. Why would they withhold the truth there?
Because they were hiding something, or they were trying to protect someone. Did you talk to Sister Sarah?
I'm not sure. Which one is she?
I saw her when I was there when she was helping Mason. She's deaf and she uses sign language.
I did not meet her.
Well, then you have to go up there right now and you have to find her because she might be the only person that can help us.
Look, I am not going to give up on this, but we're going to stop now and regroup before we go anywhere else, before we figure where else we're going to go.
No! Cruz, we don't have time for that right now, all right? You've got to go right now because she's the only person that can help us find Mason.
Julia, this is awful. It's awful for all of us, and it's probably worse for you, but don't build your hopes up about something that's impossible.
Are you just going to give up on him? Again? You always give up on him! He is not dead, all right? He is not dead. He is out there somewhere, and he needs our help. But if you would prefer to give him your sympathy and your self-righteous funeral service, then go ahead, you do that. Just do it, all right? And if you're not willing to help me, then fine. Then I will just do it myself. So you have your funeral, and you go do whatever you have to do, but you... Just leave me out of it, all right?
Please listen to me. You're not making sense. You need to be rational about this.
No, I can take that from them, but not you, Cruz. You're as bad as they are. I want you to get out of my house right now.
I don't want to leave you alone.
Get out of my house. Get out. Get out. We don't need any of you. I don't need you. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. Get out. Get out. Get out. I don't need anybody. Hi, TJ.
Hi, I'm sorry for calling. I don't want to hold you up or anything. I wanted to make sure, you were doing all right.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little numb, kind of spacing out.
are holding up okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look, is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, there is one thing.
Well, you name it.
I'd like you to come to the memorial service tomorrow for Meyson.
Oh, I'll be there.
Great. I'll see you then.
Okay. Kelly?
Yeah.
You just take good care, all right? And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
You, my man. I sure do hope you found the peace you were always looking for.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Tonight, meet two Navy men who motivate inner-city youngsters to stay in school on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.